If you've been meaning to update your UGC portfolio for weeks or months now and you keep avoiding it, it's not because you're lazy. It's probably because your brain is trying to protect you from doing unnecessary work. And this happens a lot when you're trying to do something and you don't really know what it's gonna take to get it done. It's usually because you don't know exactly what matters. You don't know what to focus on, what to prioritize, and sometimes you don't know how to. Today, I don't just want to talk about why people avoid their portfolios, because I avoided updating my portfolio for a very long time. Once I started making those changes, I got even better feedback around my portfolio, and I've been talking with a lot of brands that want to work with me in 2026 already. So that's pretty exciting. So I hope that also motivates you to get your portfolio up to date. And the reason I want to share this checklist is because I was exactly where you are right now. Pretty overwhelmed, not even sure where to start. I'm just asking myself, okay, what needs to get done? What do I need to change? And what do I want to change it to? And it took me a while to understand what was really going on with me and why I kept postponing, because honestly, I delayed it for weeks and weeks and weeks. Then I also went back to the goals that I have for this year when it comes to UGC, and I realized that this portfolio that I have is not gonna take me there, unfortunately. There are still some changes that I need to make based on some of the conversations that I've been having with brands and what they're looking for and what they want to see that made me prioritize it. One of the big reasons why you're delaying on updating your portfolio or even starting your portfolio is comparison. When we spend so much time looking at other people's portfolios and thinking to ourselves, well, that person's video is so good, oh my gosh. And there's nothing wrong with admiring someone else's work, but it becomes a problem when that feeling of just being astonished by other people's work makes you start to feel like yours is not going to be enough. That's when it becomes a problem, because your brain is saying to you, you can't do what they did, and that is what you're supposed to do. That's the standard. And this is not true, to be honest. A lot of times brands do want to work with different types of UGC creators. So they're not looking to hire the same exact person. Even if it's true that you can't do what that person is doing, brands don't want you to do what that person is doing. They want you to show up as your own authentic self. And the other thing is just people get stuck on the aesthetic. I know I did for a very long time. And then when I was trying to update my portfolio, I started thinking, maybe I should completely change the layout. You know what that would mean? Oh my gosh, it's adding way more work than I need to. And all for what? I've used that portfolio to land so many amazing deals. So the portfolio, if there's anything that I'm trying to achieve, I don't think the portfolio on its own as is, the formatting is the reason why I'm not going to be able to achieve it. Maybe there are some changes, tweaks, but to just hit a complete reset, which I tend to do in my life in general. I tend to just tear it all down and hit restart. And that just can make you feel every time you're starting all over again. And who wants to do that? That's a ton of work. Instead of taking on this approach of building on top of what I have. So I'm not going to be changing the whole layout. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to change though in a few minutes. The other thing is, you're probably wondering, how many videos do I need to add for each niche? And I'll walk you through how I came to the decision of 5 per niche and how many niches, because there are so many niches out there. And I'll also share with you why I decided on the niches that I decided on, if I don't forget. So much to talk about in this video. Brands are not trying to hire that person that you feel is doing so much better than you in multiples. Of course, they want to work with that person, and then they also want to work with you with your own unique talent, skills, and the way that you communicate and position yourself, even your skin tone, your hair. We all have very unique features, and that all comes into play when it comes to hiring creators. Go with an iterative approach instead of going with a perfection-based model. So what that means is that right now, even though I'm updating my UGC portfolio, I'm still sending it out. And I'm telling you that I've done this even when my portfolio was not even half as good as what it is right now. And I got some very interesting feedback. So I think that at every stage, you are going to get a mixed bag, and you just have to be in a position again where you don't take things personal. You hear the brand out, because that's the key to success, understanding the market that you're entering and what they want from you. And then you start making plans to make those changes that are the things that it seems would take you to the next door of opportunities. I could go in and do a little bit of a color correction, but I think that just using my regular concealer is gonna be fine. I actually need to film about 6 videos today. Well, 7. This is counting as 1, so I need to do about 7 videos. So the first thing that I updated is my profile picture, and it's not because the other one that was there before was completely terrible. No, it's just that my template is green and gray. So I thought I have this other picture that matches more. And for you, you might not need to update your profile picture, especially if it's high quality. I always try to go for a picture where I'm smiling and showing joy and energy. That's kind of the creator that I am. I bring the energy and the fun into the video. I'm sure there are other creators that are more serious and they probably still get brand deals. You just have to, that's another thing. It's less about doing what I do and more about understanding your brand more and picking a profile picture that matches that. My brand is joyful and fun and happy, so I'm gonna go with a picture of me smiling and just having that energy as well. I have been told that I do brighten up rooms when I walk into it, so I try to pick a picture that will help the brand have that impression of me as well, because everything is virtual, right? So the only way that they're gonna know that I'm joyful and I can the only way that they're gonna know that I'm joyful and I can brighten up a room is if I try to capture it in an image. So that's why I chose the picture that I chose. You have to think about your brand and pick something that works for you. Blending. So the second thing that was on my checklist and I've also updated is my portfolio header and my positioning. So what I mean by that is what are the things that I want brands to think about when they're trying to decide if they want to work with me or not. One of the key feedback that I got this year is, oh, we don't usually work with UGC creators, but we saw your video and it's so high quality, it looks super professional. So I wanted to highlight that as well. And then sometimes I have brands asking me, what do I use to do my videos? And so I also wanted to mention that. And then sometimes I also have people saying that they want to work with experienced UGC creators. I mean, of course, this is not always the case, but I also thought I should mention that since I do happen to have that experience. And if you don't have that experience and you're watching this video right now, I'm not saying that if you don't have experience, you're not going to get any UGC deals. No, that's not what I'm saying. And again, not having experience it's about packaging. What do you mean you don't have experience? Is this your very first time ever picking up a camera to do anything at all? Or are you just saying that the experience that you have in other areas and other things that you've done when it comes to being creative just doesn't count here? Can you truly not think about anything at all that has brought you to this stage of your life where you want to do UGC and how that can play a role and count as experience to the brands that you want to work with? Give it some thought. But anyways, I also wanted to highlight that. Another thing as well is the storytelling piece. I wanted the brands to know that I am a storyteller and I am very confident when I talk to the camera. Well, look at that, the way I just said that. Okay, I don't think I'm very confident when I talk to the camera, but I do think that by the time I edit it and I'm done, I am gonna look confident. Editing is the makeup of content creating. You gotta know how to edit your videos. Yeah, I'm gonna let all of that set. Actually, I'm gonna go in with my powder right away. I'm mostly gonna have eye creases today because I said I'm in a rush. So the other thing I did was, after that, I started looking at my sample videos that I have, and I know that I mentioned how many videos to have. And for me, I try to do at least 5 videos per niche. I think that 5 is a good amount to be able to show some variety, product demo, how-tos, educational, lifestyle, get ready with me, ASMR, unboxing. These are all different types of videos that you can add. And I just think that having about 5 videos will give you the opportunity to include all of them. And if you really want to stand out, just make sure you also do a direct talking to the camera type of video. A lot of people do voiceovers, and voiceovers are not bad, but I feel that also sets you apart because a lot of people are still struggling or they're just not feeling confident enough to do talking to camera videos. And I literally just did a brand video where they were looking for creators that can speak to the camera directly. The next thing on my checklist is client testimonials. So all of 2025, I did not have have any brand logos on my UGC portfolio, and I still landed amazing brand deals. So to me, this is just taking that portfolio to the next level in some ways, because now that I've added it, I had someone reach out to me say, wow, hi UT, thank you for reaching out. Congratulations on all of your success. Right now, we don't have any opportunities. Please circle back in the new year. And again, congrats on all of the things that you have already achieved. And I mean, how do they know what I have achieved? You gotta tell people, whether it's at work, whether it's in a project, whether it's outside of work. It's just, people are not gonna know you unless you're the president of the world. People are not gonna know you. You have to introduce yourself. And how do you introduce yourself while staying humble? By just focusing on the work. All I did there was just highlight the work that I've done, and I didn't have to talk about myself or anything that. I just focused on the work. I'm gonna do my eyes. I'm gonna use a brighter concealer. I just use the shape of a phone, which you can find on Canva, and I use that to put all my videos. When I did it that way, it comes out really well. It looks good. You can also use frames in Canva. Just use the same frame for everything and put your videos in it. Again, you have to be careful, because when you switch your profile from desktop to mobile, those videos might move. They could get reformatted. What I've done is that I have gone back in and I have unchecked the whole reformatting thing. So you just have to be careful about formatting. So I ran into this thing last year where I wanted to try out new niches, even the ones I had no video on. And every time I would go, we cannot find travel, we cannot find blah 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 in your portfolio. And it was there, but it wasn't really there because I didn't have enough videos, right? So now I'm just putting it there to list out all the niches that I'm interested in, and I know I can do great work in, and I know that I have 1 or 2 sample videos. And if a brand is just curious about it, I just want them to know that it's in there, because some people reached out, right, say they couldn't find it, but I bet you some people were just, all I see is skincare and makeup and lifestyle, and okay, I guess she's not a good fit. Some people will not reach out. So I just wanted to put it there to be like niches, you know, because a portfolio at the end of the day is just sample. And I feel if people want to see the rest of the video, I just don't want them to be discouraged, and I want them to reach out. So I also listed out all the niches as well. And eventually what I would want to do is go in and hyperlink all of those niches to different pages where I have 3 to 5 videos for each of those niches. That is my long-term plan. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that, but again, that's why I'm saying I'm not going with a perfect model. I'm just going to go with iteration, and I'm still sending out this portfolio, and I've still been getting really great feedback from this portfolio. So I am practicing what I say. I'm not just telling you to risk it all while I do something completely different. I'm telling you what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is getting good feedback. So that's why I'm sharing it. Yeah, I've said before, just make sure to check that it's gonna appear properly on the mobile devices. And also this can be tricky because I guess everybody's phone is not the same size. So it can be hard to be like, oh, how is this gonna look? I don't know the answer to that. I just use my phone, and I try not to over worry and overthink, but you can always ask a friend. If you have someone that has a different phone and you're just curious, you can always ask a friend to do a quick check for you. And my battery is about the Sony camera, this particular one, stressful, affordable, but every time about to die, too hot. It's telling me it's hot, it's tired. What? I'm just speechless. Okay, I'm actually at part 10, which is the navigation and the workflow. So let's see if I can push this out before it dies. You want to look at the navigation, make sure that it's obvious where people can click to see all those different niches. Like when someone lands on your page, one of the first things they'll want to do is see other things. They want to see the other niches, and a lot of times that is going to be in the navigation. I'm just looking for my eyeliner here. So you want to make sure that the navigation system is obvious, number one. I can't find it. You want to make sure that it works in both desktop and mobile. That is the last thing on my checklist, and that covers 10 parts. If there's anything that I've skipped over, just let me know. In terms of niches, it's how I chose my niche is a combination of what I truly desire to create and where I feel the creator market is actually scalable, right? A lot of times when I think about product-based UGC, I'm always thinking about right now how much it costs me to actually receive a product from a brand and some of the headaches that are attached to that. I mean, I'm so grateful. I'm so excited to work with all of these brands, especially the ones that I have on my dream board. But it's also a fact that it can take money, time to be able to receive these products, and sometimes there's a bunch of other hoops as well. Whereas I just think that maybe with software-based UGC, which I've done a few from this year, 2025, they just give you the brief. You understand? So much easier, and the turnaround time can be so much faster as well. Remember that everything I'm sharing with you is something that you can choose the pace that you want to do it, right? You don't have to pause pitching to UGC brands completely because you're making these changes to your portfolio. That's not what we're saying here. In fact, we're saying the opposite. I'm saying send out what you have. It's still gonna work. It still should be fine. I mean, it depends on what you have, right? But you don't need to have it all done. Well, sometimes I can sit down and get 2 hours of work done and make these changes. And other times I'm just able to do one change and I just hit publish. That's the nice thing about Canva, that you can just publish the changes that you make and come back again and keep going. Ooh, mascaras. And whatever you do, do not take feedback personally. I mean, maybe good feedback, sure, you can go for that, but don't take feedback, especially the ones that aren't good, personally. If this video has helped you at all, do me a favor and take one thing from this checklist, get it done, and update the comment section. Let us know that you've done it so that we can all work through this as a team. Because you're not alone. There are so many people that wish that they could get things done and they could show up for themselves more. And sometimes it just takes one person saying, what? I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna get it done, and then everyone else is gonna be, oh yeah, I'm gonna lock into, and I'm also gonna get it done. So let's do it. You have the checklist. I'm gonna share it with you. If you want a downloadable version of the checklist, just comment under this video and I can send it to you. I'm also gonna try to document more around how I'm building up my UGC and how I'm working with brands. Hi, my name is Yuti, and if this is the first time that you're coming across my video, girl, it's time that you subscribe as well, because this year we're getting serious and we're discussing and sharing more behind the scenes content. If you have any questions about UGC, feel free to drop them below this video and I'll be sure to do my best to answer them.